Hey everyone, Evan Bookbinder here with Shoot Again Pinball Repair outside Pittsburgh. Hope everybody's having a great weekend so far. So, seems like I'm in a stretch of people bringing me electromechanical games for repair, and I am totally okay with that. Knockout here, mid 1970s Bally, is a great game. We've had one at the Pittsburgh Pinball Dojo since we opened, and that game has been part of the Pittsburgh collection forever. So this is a game I'm ultimately familiar with. So when a local friend had his own copy for me to repair, I graciously accepted. Love this game. This game had a bunch of stuff wrong with it. We had no playfield lights. The score reels weren't resetting routinely. Player one scoring, even in a one-player game, was being assigned to player two, and a little bunch of odds and ends stuff. But everything's all ready to go here. But in repairing this game, I just wanted to go into some detail about one of the coolest features that I've since discovered in electromechanical pinball repair and how they accomplished things back in the day prior to the solid state computer era, which, now all modern pinballs are computerized. But before that, we had nothing but switches, relays, and a whole bunch of wire. So this little feature here, I call it the snake. I don't know if there's an official name for it here, but there are four features that you can collect whatever's lit based on putting the ball over the star rollover. So you can advance bonus, you can light the right lane rollovers here, you can light the left side rollovers, and then the big one's double bonus. And basically every time you hit a 10-point switch is tied to advancing or mixing up what's lit here. So as we walk through this, you'll see what appears to be a random assortment of lights lit. And that turns out not to be the case. I don't want to spoil anybody, but I mean, the game's 50 years old now, so I think we can kind of show you how this all works. All right, so we're under the play field now, and what we're looking at here is this really neat center lane unit, which is a what we call a stepper unit. So there are two circles of metal rivets, those shiny contacts now that I've cleaned them all up. And there's 60 of them going around the outside and 60 of them going around the inside, so like a clock. So every time we hit a 10-point switch, there's a motor here that kicks this gear forward one step. And so the outer ring controls the lights we just talked about, and the inner ring controls the switches or relays corresponding to those lights, such that if double bonus is lit and you roll over that button, you get double bonus. If you light the left or right lanes, they become lit when you do the same thing. So how this works is we basically have 6 outer fingers and 6 inner fingers, and they're perfectly separated by 10. So this guy and this guy here are separated by 10, and on the inside they do the same. So that at any given time, you basically have a 1 in 10 chance of landing on a rivet. So every 10 times this thing rotates, you end up basically back where you started. So just like a star pattern here of copper fingers that all connect to a common point, which is this yellow wire here that provides power. So on the back side, all those other wires here that control the lights and switches for those features are assembled in a very specific way. So I want to go show you the schematics as to how this works. Okay, so we got the schematics up, and we're just going to look at the switch part of this and not the light, but they're the same. So what we saw above actually isn't truly random. So we've got power constantly being supplied through the yellow wire up top, and then we have a bunch of relays for the left lane, right lane, bonus advance, and double bonus. Those are the 4 features here. Basically, we're trying to connect that circuit, right? So we connect that circuit by rolling over the top lane, and then one of the 10 positions has to be touched. And so where it's not random, as it turns out, for the light left lane relay to be lit, those fingers have to be on either the 0, 1, 3, 4, 6, 8, or 9 positions, meaning there's a 7 in 10 chance, if you will, that the light left lane relay is going to be lit. The right lane, same thing, a 7 in 10 chance, but there's some overlap and there's some differences on which of the 0 through 9 positions are connected. We go over to the bonus advance, 0, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. So if that finger rotates into any one of those positions, the bonus advance light will light, and if we roll over the top center lane switch, that'll sort of connect the dots here and complete the circuit. And then lastly is the double bonus, right? That's the thing everybody wants here. That's the big scoring objective in this game. And what we've got are positions 1, 6, and 8 are connected. So every 10 iterations or 10 spins of the stepper motor, 3 out of 10 would light the double bonus. So it's really cool because it's not random. I mean, you really don't have much say in the matter because you're going to have to hit the ball through the spinner or hit 10-point shots to advance this thing through its 10 steps. But it is predictable. So every time you land on the first position, all 4 lights are going to be lit. Like that's sort of like the jackpot there. So I thought it was really cool. So 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10 for the bonus advance, 3 out of 10 for the double bonus. And that's what gives the appearance that this whole snake shot assortment there is somewhat randomized. So really, really, really cool feature here for a fairly early game, just, moments away before we went to the computer era. I think that's pretty neat. So I hope you all enjoy. And if you haven't seen the underside of an electromechanical pinball machine, there is tons and tons of wire that right now this all works. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any comments or questions.